Hey folks, this is Tom. Welcome back to the Brick Shelf. Apologies for the gap in updates. Our little shelf family had a new arrival in the last couple of months and baby shelf takes priority. This video is a walkthrough for fans like me who like to settle in and listen to a builder's ideas about what they're creating. If you'd just like a quick flyover view of the Brick Shelf, check out the LEGO World Overviews. There's a whole playlist of them saved on the channel. I'll put a link in the description below and a card up to help you out. If you enjoy what's happening on the shelf here, please like, comment and subscribe on YouTube and Instagram. If you're interested in how the shelf's progressing, hitting that bell notification will make it easy for you to see when the next update's ready. Now let's get into it. So where to begin our walkthrough? The Valley probably all began with this set here, the Ninjago docks. It really is a spectacular set. Have a look at all of the reviews that are out on YouTube. There are so many details each level comes off. There's not a lot of changes that I would want to do to this because of all the spectacular detail. One thing I probably will do is take away this water. Now, before you panic, I know the water is amazing, but I just can't get a hold of that many translucent blue tiles. So my plan is to go to dark blue with a blue base plate and then continue that all the way up the river. It's going to be a lot more cost effective and it will mean that I won't have to raise the banks of the river so high. And then I'm going to save these tiles for another project I've got on the other side of the shelf, right near the Ninja Turtle there. This river runs the whole way up the Ninjago Valley. Tried a few different techniques as I go along. Past the treehouse here, used some of the studs from that, changed the underneath so it's still that medium blue, standard blue. Some rocks and fish, pebbles. I tried like the Ninjago docks, looks really good, but I'll go that dark blue like I said. Tried some color texture, looks okay. Looking for some consistency though. Just tried like little levels as bubbles. And then the water wheel here. Very impressed with some of the techniques people use with these round translite blue studs. Experimenting with the waterfall there. First spectacular version that I saw was on LEGO Leprechauns Japan. Waterfall goes all the way down the other side too. That's for another time. These bloomin' pink flowers are not here by design. They were part of an Instagram community collaboration. Alyssa from 9 Brick City came up with the concept called Do You Want to Build a Lego? Where builders throw cups of Lego at the next builder in the video. So this was Todd from Teflon Todd throwing a cup of pink Lego at me, and pretty much the only pink Lego I had was flowers. So they are everywhere. I actually don't mind the aesthetic of it. I just need to come up with a more deliberate way to do it. After I can be bothered picking them all up. A decent plot of land covered by a tree canopy has been a goal of mine since I rediscovered Lego. There wasn't a lot of brown when I was into Lego as a kid. There was a bit of green leaves, but I was not looking forward to forking out the money that it would cost to create a forest out of Lego. Then, the Lego Corporation in their infinite wisdom brought out the treehouse and gave us enough foliage for autumn or fall and summer or spring. So I made the tree autumn. I guess it suggests it's something special, the holy tree, some hullabaloo like that. And then used the green, the summer leaves, to create the canopy across the valley. The details in this tree house really are something special. Decided to show you this room first because it's kind of funny. This was the Tinder square in the Dolly Parton challenge back when it was a thing on Instagram. But have a look at all the detail in this room. The leaf toilet paper, the throne itself, the dresser, the sink, the shower head, the water on the outside collecting, I'm guessing to gravity feed in. Each of these rooms, the lid comes off. This looks like the parents' bedroom, I guess, double bed. ship in a bottle. Another dresser. Binoculars. And then the kids' room. Bunk beds. It's amazing how much they can fit in such a little space. Someone's doing a science experiment maybe. Might be a poisonous plant. Even the tiling for the floorboards. Such an impressive set. And this set overlooks a marketplace that I'm establishing in front of the Ninjago docks. I haven't done a lot to it yet. Moved on to bigger and better things. I did though put a facade on the back wall just to close it in a bit. I figure it's the Shelf Sig Fig house, Lego Tom's abode. I've got this Ninjago marketplace set. It's really great. Wasn't too expensive. So that's our first stall. And the lights that come with it address the entrance to the market. A few characters wandering around inside. And I made this chicken and beer cafe by taking the sign off the rotisserie chicken in the Ninjago docks and using pretty much every brown piece I had left at the time to create just a little, I don't know what you call it, deck, courtyard, carving the chicken, having a beer, wandering in, a few tables outside, and there you have it. Look at that pig. What a mess. Now Peter Porker over here is having a swell old time next to this cobblestone pathway track that I've put through the valley. It started as just a way to connect the stalls in the marketplace, different high traffic areas, but I was a little bit lucky on the old pick-a-brick wall and liked it so much that I decided to take it the whole way through the valley, stopping off at all the important landmarks through the forest. See, we're traveling in there. I decided to follow the river because I figured that would be the most logical pathway that would get worn through a valley. And it tracks the whole way through the valley. In and up the mountain. Took me a while. I was really deliberate about the placing of the cobblestones, particularly the smaller ones. I didn't want to have any right next to each other in a perfect grid, Lego style. Anything that's next to each other is on a diagonal, as best I could, or has different texture, like these two. And all paths seem to lead to this massive temple, Spinjitzu, which is a bit of the centerpiece in the valley. I've made it so that the only thing holding this front wall in are these leaves. I might put the camera down though to pull it out for you. So it wasn't a huge deal, but I had to adjust the corners here and the base so that it should, fingers crossed, probably should have rehearsed, lift out nicely to give access to the training area inside. From here you can see a little bit better. Each of these leaf pieces twist and clip in the wall, which is probably a little unnecessary, but I tend to have pretty clumsy elbows when I'm building around the Lego world. You can see this training area, when I've taken the wall out, is actually quite a lot of space. Plan is to put some dark tan down there, probably keep it bumpy rather than tiles, and have a sandy training area Kung Fu Panda style. And also give opportunity to see more of the details inside so that the wall doesn't always necessarily need to be on. My original plan for the space next to the monastery here was a classic castle set from my childhood. When I got this side build with the Temple of Air Jitsu, it was so on the mark aesthetically that I decided to go with this. And given the classic set was going to be here, I've kind of got a couple pieces lying there to remind me. I'm going to do some nods to that set. There was a wizard. That wizard came with the set. As classic as they come. Name's probably Merlin. And also Black Dragon or Blue Dragon Knight. So he's working on his blade in there, his axe. I'm going to expand on that, give a nod to the classic set. The other side build that came with the temple is this masterpiece right here. So impressed with the detail in these little side builds. Not even the main piece of the set. Because they were so detailed and impressive, there was no way I was going to keep them together either side of the temple. The plan was always to have the temple overlooking the valley, but I didn't know that was the plan when I put the floating shelves in above the Lego world. The height I wanted to give the temple was never going to fit underneath this floating shelf, so my solution was to bring it to the front. The only problem with that was make it really hard to access the space behind it. This fountain here was set in the front of the base of the temple, and those other side builds were clipped in either side. So what I ended up doing was reshaping the bottom so that it looked okay spinning around on the top of this mountain, as well as still keeping this light show in here. Now this light show has run out of batteries. There's some good forward planning for you, so we won't be looking at it today. But what we can do is lift off the temple to show you what's underneath. So we're not made of money and Lego can be expensive. I know a lot of builders these days aren't a fan of these burps, big ugly rock pieces, but really cost-effective way to get a mountain. Now I've done my best using the pick-a-brick wall. You can see we've got 2x3 brown plates here and just the little cheese wedges, dark bluish grey and white. I've just done my best to disguise that it's just your standard burp and create a mountain out of it. The mountain's hollow on the inside. Give it some space for a little diorama later on. I'm thinking maybe a bit of Stargate action, the best of the stars. Regular turntable pieces made the temple wobble all the time. So I ended up fixing 4 sliders that fit snugly against this centerpiece here and rotate around, with these keeping it balanced. I wanted to make this aesthetically pleasing even when I took the temple off, because I would have it off a fair bit to get access back here. Still haven't done a lot back here. Got a little bit of a wall here to block the view to the next district, just so that this can be its own little world. But around the base of the mountain, I've sprinkled snow, or tried to. I've got a little path, some guards. I think it's come together all right with the pieces I've got. Now these Yetis aren't normally running towards an empty bay. There's normally a ship here. Let me get it for you. This set, without hesitation, is my all-time favorite. A ship is definitely something that was missing from my childhood collection, and this more than makes up for it. The amount of detail on this set is mind-blowing. And also, a big reason why the temple had to be so tall. Because the ship is very tall, most cities you'll see it sitting at the back, but not in this one. Had to be at the front. Let me open it up and show you some of the detail. Probably something I should have rehearsed, another thing I should have rehearsed before filming. I'll make do. Dojo. That. Someone's bedroom. Master Wu maybe. with get-inable bed, technical term. Not sure how to get in the front. Now, fun fact, I didn't even realize, modifications that I did to get the Yeti on the ship actually stopped it from sliding off easily. It's not a lot, but I put some stairs in to line up with the boardwalk. The gangplank? I don't know. So that's it, crew. The Ninjago Valley until I add the next thing. Probably won't be long. Like if you liked the video, subscribe if you don't want to miss the next one. That bell notification will help with that too. Until then, keep building.